made their way to the stores. Have you ever owned a sea monkey? Just wait until you see what it looks like and you'll wish you never had one. Give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now join us as we take a look at 10 most messed up toys for kids. The Sixfinger Toy. The 1960s were an interesting time when it came to children's toys. It's safe to say that toy makers experimented with a lot of new ideas, and while some of them worked, others were just downright terrible. You've probably never played with this, but we bet your parents or grandparents have. The Sixfinger Toy was marketed as the most amazing toy ever that can be used in many different ways. It's an extra finger on your hand that can help you do practical things you could never do with just 5 fingers. At least that was the theory behind it. From writing with it by inserting a ballpoint pen and sending secret code messages, to pressing the button and shooting out a lot of questionable objects, this toy was the coolest thing around. The toy was available for only a couple of dollars, but we can't imagine something like that being sold today. We do have a few questions about the Sixfinger Toy, though. Did it come with different skin tones? And how fast were the objects flying once you press the button? We can see parents having a problem with this unfortunate finger-shaped toy. But at that time, it looked like it was one of the most amazing and most affordable gadgets out there. Blippi in the box. Let's be honest, Jack in the Box is already one of the most unintentionally scary toys out there. So why would someone go out of their way, step up their game, and create something scarier? These toys were designed to be harmless, but the sudden pop-up is more frightening than it is playful. If clowns don't freak you out, this thing definitely will. Blippi in the Box was created by Mattel, the same company that's behind Barbie dolls. Blippi works in the same way as the popular Jack in the Box. You wind the little box until you get scared by the sudden thing popping out of it. Blippi is a weird-looking creature. It comes with purple skin, psychedelic eyes, an orange dress, and funny hands that look like they want to hug you. The only way Mattel could make this even scarier is to create a toy that's shrieking once it comes out of the box. But let's not give them any ideas, because it seems like they already have a way to create some messed up toys. You'd be surprised just how bizarre some of the toys can get, even if they seem perfectly ordinary at first glance. Sure, it's a unicorn, but its magical powers are slightly different than any unicorn you know. Rainbow pooping unicorn. Give this video a thumbs up if you love unicorns. We all know they're some of the most magical creatures, and we love to see them in real life. This unicorn was created to teach children about potty training, although we really don't see the connection. Conveniently, it's named Dookie. But forget about galloping around with this unicorn and exploring the world of rainbows and colors. This toy only has one mission. It comes in a squatting position, and once you pull the string out at the bottom, you get out a rainbow-looking ice cream. No, we're not using ice cream as a cover-up word. You actually do get ice cream. This toy is available for children aged 3 and up, which means the kids would already be taught how to go potty. So I guess this ice cream squatting unicorn toy is for those who are just so obsessed with unicorns, they don't care anymore how they look or what's attached to them. Luckily, that ice cream is not edible. If it were, this toy would reach new heights of being totally messed up. But it's still not as messed up as our next toy, which teaches kids all they need to know about birth. Nothing wrong with that, right? Baby's first baby. Get ready, because things just became a bit more disturbing. Pregnant Barbie dolls are one thing, but seeing this toy is something completely different. Would you play with a baby that was pregnant? Before you freak out, don't worry. This isn't a toy that's available to the public. It's a project of an artist, Darren Cullen, but no one is quite sure what it wants to achieve. Whether the baby's first baby highlights teen pregnancies or mocks the concept of motherhood being introduced at a very young age, it's safe to say this is one of the most disturbing toys out there. The toy box comes with all sorts of accessories a person would need to take care of a baby, but this infant's baby is also pregnant. The child shows cravings, stretch marks, and everything a woman goes through during pregnancy. And although this is more of a public message than an actual toy, it raises an important question of kids playing with other similar toys. The toy also comes with 3 milk bottles, one for each generation. Twin babies are also available to make sure it shows all possible results of pregnancy. Animated pig pull toy. If you had to pick between baby's first baby or this toy, we're pretty sure you'd pick the pregnant infant. There are just some toys that really should never be made for kids, and this is one of them. This toy was around in 1900, which might make some sense as to why it exists. It's a typical pull toy with cast iron wheels, but this pull toy is a little bit different from the ones you know. This is a pretty average-sized pig that actually moves its mouth and squeals as you wheel it around. We're glad that pull toys have actually developed into things that were a bit more sensible for kids, because this pig looks downright scary. Things were weird 100 years ago. And we can't imagine the squeaking pig ever being a popular product in today's world. You can, of course, find many variations of this antique toy pig, including a slightly better-looking wooden version. Funnily enough, it's called pulled pork, but the modern version is still better than seeing an almost real-life pig on wheels. We bet you can still find someone who will think that this toy is cute, but there definitely aren't that many people who would adore our next kid's toy. Placebo's Ghost Girl Custom. So far, we've had fun looking at the odd six-finger toy, Blippi in the box, unicorns that poop rainbows, pregnant babies, and real-life pigs on wheels. But there's something just a bit more messed up than all of these toys. Even pregnant babies don't come close. Meet Ghost Girl, the odd-looking doll. Or should we say the head of a doll and something that looks like tentacles coming out of its neck? The girl's hair is dark and pushed to one side, and her face seems to glow in the dark. Should this be a toy for kids? The toy belongs to a company called Placebo, which is known to create special, limited edition toys that are perfect for those looking for something unique. They don't come cheap either. Their toys start at about $450 per item and can go up to almost $2,000. They all seem to feature the same creepy theme that seems to be just a little bit too out there for children's toys. The Ghost Girl was created for Placebo's Halloween collection. We're not sure who their customer demographics are, but we can't imagine many children playing with these products. On the other end, if you collect unique toys, this might be the perfect product for you. Pee and Pooh Stuffed Toys. You've seen this toy before. It's a popular plushie from stuffed toys based on emojis, but this version of the toy got a new buddy, and it's just a little bit weird. We'll never understand why some kids love the poop emoji so much they'd get its toy version, but why would a company make a pea stuffed toy to go with it? These toys have arms and legs, and they're also available on keychains. But are they really necessary? While we love a shout out to the natural bodily functions, it seems absolutely odd that we have children who purchase toys like these. Because of the emoji, poop plush toys are so popular, kids even want to have poop-themed parties. Like this 3-year-old, who wanted nothing more than to have a poop-themed birthday party that turned out to be a massive success. But are we going way too far with the poop mania? Speaking of going too far, in the 1980s, Japan had this kid's toy that will make you wonder how someone could ever think about this. It might be a robot, but this robot had a special name that gave the toy an entirely different meaning. If you love the Magic 8 Ball, this robot takes it to a whole new level. God Jesus Toy Robot. Japanese toys are fascinating because you never know what you're going to get. Toy makers from Japan have an amazing skill of thinking outside the box and coming up with new ideas. But if there's one thing they learned from this toy, is that you need to be careful what you name your toys, because it might not go down well a couple of years later. This cute-looking robot doesn't seem like it's a big deal at all, but since it's produced by a Japanese manufacturer, you know something was done to make this toy just a bit more out there. Its name is God Jesus Toy Robot, and it was made somewhere around 1984. It's your regular 5 1/4 inch tall fortune teller, but this robot also carries a Christian cross. It seems like the concept was similar to Magic 8 Ball, so we're not sure if it was necessary to add the cross and market this cute robot as an all-knowing creature. We're glad Magic 8 Ball didn't go down the same almighty route. If you could ask God Jesus Toy Robot one question, what would it be? We'd ask, why are people making strollers that look like a brain? And how many children have actually played with this product? Cyclops Stroller. There's a stroller out there that looks like a brain. Oh, kids and their love for anything that's weird and gruesome. It's pretty unusual, but judging by this picture, the kid seems to enjoy it. This vehicle looks like your typical creature you'd never want to meet. It has wrinkly skin, extra large teeth, and a single eye that looks like it's actually frightened of itself. It was designed by an artist called Elmer Presley, who is known for his outstanding artistic projects. If you're into odd stuff, you should check out his work, which includes the Cyclops Stroller. If your kid likes to sit in a car seat that resembles a brain and likes to touch a brain-textured wheel, this might just be the perfect toy to give. Can you imagine seeing this stroller in public? We bet you'd be pretty freaked out. Okay, so you might not have ever owned this stroller, or played with plush toys that look like poop or pee, or asked a God Jesus Toy Robot a question when you were younger. But we bet you purchased our next toy, at least at some point in your life. Sea monkeys. How many of you have had a sea monkey in your childhood? Okay, so they're not really toys. They're actually pets, but the stores sold them like they were toys. Sea monkeys became a thing in 1957 after Harold von Braunhut became fascinated with species that were able to live in similar conditions. The famous ant farms also inspired the idea of sea monkeys, and we bet you owned at least one of those during your childhood. You might have noticed that sea monkeys have nothing to do with monkeys at all. Their name was inspired by their tail. To grow the sea monkeys, you had to add the nutrient packet to water, wait 24 hours, and then add the packet of eggs. It's hard to believe a child was able to grow a pet with a packet, and that those packets were almost as popular as any other toys. But here's the thing about sea monkeys. They were a fraud. If you remember the packaging and the advertisement, you know the actual creatures looked nothing like the ones on the cover. And then there's, of course, the issue of owning real animals as a young child without knowing how to properly take care of them. If you ever owned sea monkeys, you know they probably haven't lived for a very long time. And yet these animals were still sold to the public, like they were nothing more than a toy. And that's it for most messed up toys for kids. What's your favorite childhood toy? Let us know